Hi friends, how are you? Hope you're well. I'm here today just to do kind of one of these sit down and chitty chat videos. I haven't done one, don't think I did one last month, so I think I'll do one this month. So there've been, a lot of things are being discussed on BookTube, and that's great. I think there's good things about book covers and book blurbs and stuff like that, which is fine. But I thought, well, I want to discuss where do you read your books? Why do you choose them? And also to pose you a question. So my majority of my reading I do downstairs in our sitting room. I tend to cuddle up on the sofa and read because I like it. I can cozy up, etc., which is great. When I come to bed at night, I tend to just lie in my bed and read. I used to sit in this and read, but a lot of times now I'm actually so tired at bedtime that I just want to get into bed. And there are some nights that I don't read at all, but that's fine. But I do want to get back into reading in my rocking chair because I do like it. There's something, don't ask me what, something very soothing about reading and while just gently rocking at the same time. There's just something about it that I really like. So these are the kind of main places within the house that I read. I'm also really happy to sit outside. We have a little patio area out the front which is really nicely sheltered and gets lots of sun. So if it's a really sunny day and it's warm, I will go out there. I do also read out the back when I put my lounging chair out. So, but maybe not as frequently at the moment as in summers past. So those are the places I do. If this is gonna sound funny, but if I'm on holiday with one of my best mates, it is quite funny. We will go and we will do some sightseeing, and then we will sit in a cafe for a wee break. But instead of chatting to each other, we immediately pull out our Kindles and start reading. It's hilarious. It's like it really is quite funny. And then, but we do discuss what we're seeing while we're seeing it. If you see what I mean. So I'm quite happy also to sit in a cafe. I don't do it while I'm at home. I don't know. It's just not something I think. Oh, I'll go to a cafe and read, to have a coffee and read. It's not something that I am in the habit of doing. But maybe I should. Maybe I should make that kind of an autumn activity for me. That maybe once a week or something, I go to a cafe and I have a nice coffee and something, and I just sit and read for a while. That might be a really nice plan. I like that idea. So that's kind of those are some of the ideas, but I've been looking on Pinterest about various things, and I've seen some people designing, their library and their reading room. And whilst I don't have that in my head, I have an idea of what I want in my fantasy library stroke reading rooms. I thought I'd share that with you. There'll probably be probably one very big contentious point in my reading room stroke library. And I'm just going to put it out there. I would want a log fire. There is something about a log fire, the crackling of the logs, and just watching the flames I find very soothing. It takes me back to my childhood, because in the house we had in the Highlands we had a log fire and it was just brilliant. Where we go in Yorkshire on holiday, it's a log fire, and I make sure we light it at least once while we're there, because I just want to hear that sound again. I want to hear that. I want to feel the warmth. It's just so cozy. And I know the environmentalists will be wagging their fingers at me going, how could you? But it brings me joy, it brings me comfort. Yes, I also think that there are other things I can do if I had my fantasy library reading room, I could do other things for the environment that would negate the effects of the log fire, if that makes sense. So I'd balance it out. That's what I'm saying. So that's a must. Okay, with a nice mantelpiece that can have, can be decorated with the seasons. Oh, that just sounds so nice. And then like a nice sort of hearth round it that You can just put your feet on the hearth if you want to, and oh yes, please. In front of there would be like a fire guard as well, because no sparks coming out. No, 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 not that. In front of the fireplace there'd be a really nice rug, a nice soft rug, because the floor would be wooden. I will say that the floor will be wooden. It's better for my asthma and stuff, so the floor would be wooden. But a nice rug. I would also have floor to ceiling bookshelves on three walls, I would think, to make it almost like cozy. You're encased with the bookshelves. And yes, I would have the wee ladders on the runners. Yeah, definitely. That would be fun. The one when you just thinking, no, hold on. It would have to be floor to ceiling on two sides, because I've got my fireplace. So that, and I'm also wanting like big windows, so I've got plenty of natural light coming in. So that is also a must. So definitely floor to ceiling on probably two walls that go. Oh, what am I want to do? Corner. You know what I mean? Like, if I was doing it here, that wall and that wall, that one going that way. That's it. So that you would have the ladder could go maybe not all the way around, but 1 and 2. So definitely that. I would like the windows to look out onto the garden, and maybe have a pond or something, or something like that that I've got some sound of maybe some water, which would be very, very nice. There would definitely be a rocking chair, probably bigger than this one, that I could cuddle up in. It would have to be padded, and I would want like cozy blankets that I can snuggle up in. That would be a must. And then, I don't know if you've ever, for those of us of a certain age in the UK, if I say the Lemsip advert where the chair grew, you'll know exactly what I mean. But there's this advert for cough medicine in the UK called Lemsip. And I think by the 80s, there used to be this advert, and the woman wasn't well. She took her Lemsip, but as she drank it, the chair grew, okay? So that it was like, by the time she'd finished her drink, it was about twice the size of the chair that it was. And she could cuddle up in it and sleep. Now, I want one of those chairs, but I want it as the size it finishes up. I want a really big, cozy, soft, plump armchair that I can snuggle up in and just get lost in a book. I would also, because I'm currently in my reading room going to be very, very lazy, I would want, there has to be like a table that has like a drink station on it. And when I mean drinks, I mean tea, coffee, and hot chocolate. I don't mean alcohol. For those of you who don't know, I don't drink alcohol due to medication, and I don't miss it. I'm quite happy with my other drinks. So I would definitely want something where I could make my, I would love one of these perpetually warm hot chocolate, hot chocolate makers. That would be absolutely ideal. That would be superb. And also with the drink station, there would be some healthy cookies and stuff like that I can snack on. I would like a nice table, or like an armchair, a table beside my armchair, where I can put my book and I can have my mug, and there'll be a nice lamp, probably a nice lamp behind me that will give me plenty of light. So definitely that. Definitely I also have another table, probably a smaller table beside the rocking chair, that I could do the same thing. There would be underneath the table, beside the big squishy chair, I'd probably have a basket that I could put things like my pens, some a notebook that I keep notes in, like a highlighter tabs that I can use as well. I think things like that would, shall we say, book ephemera that I would need for when I'm reading. I would probably beside the fireplace have another sort of, I think probably maybe almost like a desk table possibly, with a nice chair beside it, that when I'm doing, like, if I want to sit and do book reviews or things like that, I could have that beside it. Or if I'm looking at, cataloguing my books or doing anything like that I'm working with my laptop, I could have that there as well. And definitely sort of a space there that I can keep my bookmarks and things like that. Along all the books, there'd definitely be fairy lights. I would have fairy lights going, along the books, just to bring more coziness into it. There would be a basket with blankets and pillows and stuff like that, that can be used. I would have, I mean, I'm not just keeping this room for myself. I would have, another chair, another really nice comfortable chair that somebody else can sit in, or, depending how big this room is, a sofa that other folk, that I can just move about and just make it really nice and cozy. There'd have to be, like, obviously mugs and stuff like that with the drink station, but that would all be set up and decorated. I just really like the sound of that. Somewhere where it's cozy and warm and just inviting, that you just want to snuggle up and read and just lose yourself in the ambience of the room and in the world of the book. There may be some form of music, whether it be like a music player, or or whether it be speakers. I could use maybe have some music going. I don't know. I'm not sure. There are times when I do like music when I'm reading, but there are other times I just like to be silent. But just so I can lose myself. Color schemes of the room, it would have to be warm. Definitely muted warm tones. Like the color on those two walls there is called Bare Necessities, and it's like an apricot-y, peachy color. And I think that would be really nice to have, and it would accent off the wooden bookshelves, etc. So I think that would look really, really nice. Whether there might be an accent wall, I don't know. Maybe put that as kind of the wall where the fireplace is, have that as kind of an accent wall. There would be pictures on the wall, and it would be like things like that. So it's like you've got the warm, cozy vibes of reading and being cozied up. The other thing that I would have in my room, but it would be with this. It isn't a thing. I would have a dog. I would want, but the dog wouldn't just be for the library, but for the whole house. So I would have a dog that just curl up. You imagine it just curled up at the fireplace and just be like, oh, it'd be so nice. And then maybe the last thing I'd put in would be, if there was space. I mean, as I say, it depends how big this room was. But since it's fantasy room, it can be as big as I want it to be. I would have a table that I could have out all the time, that I could either put a jigsaw on, I could do some, just maybe like a craft table that I could do jigsaws and stuff like that on. I think that would be really nice. You could come in, light the fire, and if you felt like you don't really want to read for the moment, you could go and do a jigsaw or do some colouring or whatever else I fancied doing, and then go and make myself a cuppa and either go back to the jigsaw or whatever, or go and sit in one of the many chairs and read. That to me sounds fantastic. Do you know that? It looks fantastic in my brain. It really does. It looks really, really nice. There'd also be curtains, obviously, in the windows, and they would be nice and warm and warming and cozy. So, yeah. So that's kind of my idea for shall we say, my fantasy library stroke reading room, and also kind of the places that I read in our home. I used to also read. I will tell you that when I was younger, I used to go for a long bath and sit with my book in it, but no, not any longer. But when I was younger, I did do that, and it was lovely. But that's the sort of thing I would love to know. Where do you read in your house? Do you have a specific place that you read? Do you have a specific chair that you read in? I would love to know. And what makes it so specific for you? What do you like about it that is just so perfect for you for reading? And if you have a fantasy library stroke reading room, I would love to know about it. Please let me know it down in the comments. It would be great to sort of hear what other people would love to have or have. It would be really good. I think this is a fun conversation that people can have. Is like, what would your fantasy reading room be, or if you have one, what changes would you make to make it even better? I would love to know. So please come and chat with me down in the comments. It would be really nice to chat about this subject, and hopefully it will spark other ideas and other chats that other people want to take on board. But until my next video, friends, I hope you've really enjoyed this video. Come chat with me in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. But until then, stay safe, happy reading. Bye.